Hi everyone, this is your stimulus check update, second stimulus check update, and stimulus package update for Friday, August 7th. With the House already on recess and the Senate set to go on recess after today, will they be able to broker a deal and get it signed early next week? Or will they push it back until after the August recess, clear into September? What are the details of the second stimulus check at this point? What are the main sticking points that are keeping the House and the Senate divided on this next stimulus package? Can President Trump use his executive authority to extend the eviction moratorium and the unemployment benefits? And last of all, if they can get a deal done today, what is the timeline for the second stimulus check? All of these questions and more as we discuss the stimulus check and the next stimulus package. If you're a subscribed member of my community, thank you once again for watching and welcome back. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to join our growing community so that you'll be up to date on all the latest stimulus check news and stimulus package news. And if you find this video helpful, please share it on social media and hit that like button so that YouTube will share it with others. So the first question, with the House already on recess and the Senate set to go on recess after today, can they get a deal done so that they can sign it into law early next week? CNN reported earlier in the week that Senator Roy Blunt said, if there's not a deal by Friday, there won't be a deal. Well, he's not very optimistic. Nancy Pelosi did show a little bit more optimism that a deal would get done. Nancy Pelosi said regarding a timeline on the agreement, I do believe that we have to reach an agreement. What the timeline is really relates to the progress we make. How big will the bill be and how long will it last? Those are the questions. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell told CNBC he believes Democrats and Republicans will strike a coronavirus relief agreement when he said, exactly when that deal comes together, I can't tell you, but I think it will be some point in the near future. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said yesterday that our objective is to try to reach an overall understanding tomorrow. If the Democrats are willing to compromise and do something, I think we'll get something done. Steven Mnuchin and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows have been the negotiators for the White House and the Senate as they meet with Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to broker these deals. The next question is, if they can't reach a deal today, will the next stimulus package have to wait until after the August recess or early September before they start finalizing the deal? Mitch McConnell said earlier this week that the Senate will be in session next week, pushing back their recess to a later date. Nancy Pelosi has said that while the House is already on recess, that they will come back to Washington if they need to in order to vote for this next stimulus package. So even if a deal isn't reached today, it does sound like we do have a few more days next week when they can meet and finalize a deal and get something signed. However, after today, if a deal doesn't get done and they can't reach an agreement today, the further it goes, the less likely it becomes that a deal will get done before September. Still, as I've said in previous videos, both the Democrats and the Republicans have their national conventions coming up later in August. Neither of those parties wants to have their national conventions where they're trying to hype up voters for the November elections without passing a stimulus package. For that reason and some other reasons, I do think that they will get a deal done either today or early next week and signed into law next week. My third question is, what are the details of the stimulus check up until this point? Well, it includes $1,200 for individuals, whether they're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or VA benefits or not. It includes $2,400 for couples who file jointly, and it also includes between $500 and $1,200 for those claimed as dependents, no matter what age they are. There are income limits of $75,000 per year for individuals and $150,000 per year for couples before the stimulus amount starts to be reduced. But basically, if you received the first stimulus check, or if you're claimed as a dependent on someone else's taxes and didn't receive the first stimulus check, you're going to be receiving the second stimulus check as well. And that does include those on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and VA benefits. In order for the second stimulus check to become a reality, they have to agree on the next stimulus package. So my next question is, what are the sticking points between the House and the Senate that is keeping a deal from getting done? Well, there are basically three main differences at this point, and the first difference is the amount for the unemployment insurance extension. The Senate has proposed that they do $400 per week, while the House has said $600 per week. Initially, the Senate had a more complicated plan, but they have come closer to the House, while the House has not budged at all from their $600 per week proposal. The second sticking point is funding for state and local governments. It should be somewhere between $200 billion, which is what the Senate has offered, and $1 trillion, which is what the House offered. The Senate originally offered $0 for state and local governments, while the House originally offered $1 trillion, and they haven't budged from that $1 trillion number. The third main sticking point between the House and the Senate is funding for schools. And the major issue with this is whether it's tied to reopening or not. The Senate wants this funding tied to schools reopening, while the House does not. I haven't heard of either side budging on this issue, but I think that they will come to an agreement, as they aren't nearly as far apart on this one as they are on the first two issues. Those are the three main issues that need to be resolved before a deal gets done. If a deal doesn't get done, can President Trump use his executive authority to issue a moratorium on evictions once again and renew the unemployment benefit extension? As reported by the Washington Post this week, President Trump said, "A lot of people are going to be evicted, but I'm going to stop it because I'll do it myself if I have to." President Trump told reporters as he continued, "I have a lot of powers with respect to executive orders, and we're looking at that very seriously right now." White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows said they're working with their lawyers to see what President Trump can actually do with just executive authority, because he does require funding from Congress for any new programs. But Mark Meadows said, if Congress can't get it done, the President of the United States will. It's not clear whether that's even possible or not. However, Nancy Pelosi said regarding President Trump using his executive authority for eviction moratorium, he can extend the moratorium, and I hope that he does. So let's say that they can get a deal done today and signed. What is the timeline for the second stimulus check? And if they can't get a deal done, what is the timeline in the worst case scenario? I'm going to use a stimulus check timeline that I found on cnet.com, and I'll include a link to that article below. So looking at the chart, if they reach a deal today and the Senate passes it by this coming Monday the 10th, and the House passes it by Tuesday the 11th, then President Trump could sign it on August 12th. At this point, this is the best case scenario, and the stimulus checks could start going out by direct deposit as early as the week of August 17th. If that is pushed back by just one day and the Senate approves it by the 11th, the House by the 12th, and President Trump signs it by the 13th, then the second stimulus check could go out by the week of August the 17th still. If the Senate doesn't approve it until August 13th, then the second stimulus check would be pushed out the following week, the week of August 24th. This is all still contingent on the House and the Senate coming to a deal in the next few days. If they can't agree on a deal in the next few days, and it happens after the recess that's set to happen soon, then the bad news is that it would be pushed out until September, which would mean the earliest the second stimulus checks would go out is the week of September 21st. I don't think that's going to happen. I do think they're going to come to a deal either today or early next week and have something signed by next week. That would mean that the stimulus checks could go out as early as August 17th for direct deposit, and soon thereafter for those that receive them by paper check. I'm so sorry this is taking so long. This is getting ridiculous. The House and the Senate are trying to negotiate each of their sides, and I know it is taking forever. I'm hopeful that they can have a deal signed early next week and that they can start sending out stimulus checks soon thereafter. Remember, you are great and you are amazing, and you can make a difference in this world. Sometimes it's just as simple as a smile to somebody you see on the street, or a smile to that person that rang you up at the grocery store. A simple smile can brighten somebody's day. And so try it and see what happens. It will actually help them feel a little bit better about their day, and it will help you feel a lot better about your day. Look for opportunities to help others, and you will see that maybe your problems aren't so bad after all. Stay positive, stay healthy, and stay safe. Thank you once again for watching, and I will talk to you again soon.